Hey everyone, I'm Sarah James, and it's time for the latest episode of the PreCap, where we cover the upcoming major media releases for this month. Let's jump right into March's lineup. Starting with the movies, on March 3rd, Hugh Jackman reprises the role of Wolverine for one final time in Logan. This film follows the titular hero as he treks cross-country with Professor X and newcomer Laura. On March 10th, Kong: Skull Island releases, starring Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and John Goodman trying to survive the many horrors of Skull Island, including the monstrous ape King Kong. On March 17th, 3 films will make their theatrical debut, including the live-action adaptation of the Disney classic Beauty and the Beast, starring Emma Watson and Dan Stevens. Also premiering is the thriller The Belko Experiment. In a twisted social experiment, a group of 80 white-collar Americans are locked in their office building and ordered by an unknown voice coming from the company's intercom system to participate in a deadly game of kill or be killed. Also releasing is the British black comedy drama Trainspotting 2, with Ewan McGregor reprising his role as Mark Renton. On March 24th, the big screen adaptation of the 90s classic Power Rangers premieres, starring Bryan Cranston and Elizabeth Banks playing the roles of Zordon and Rita Repulsa. The film will be centered around the origins of the Angel Grove teens and how they became the Rangers. Also premiering that day is the science fiction thriller Life. Life tells the story of the 6-member crew of the International Space Station that is on the cutting edge of one of the most important discoveries in human history, the first evidence of extraterrestrial life on Mars. As the crew begins to conduct research, their methods end up having unintended consequences, and the life form proves more intelligent than anyone ever expected. Last on our list for movies, both the American adaptation of Ghost in the Shell, starring Scarlett Johansson, and the animated film Boss Baby release on March 31st. That wraps up the major cinematic premieres for this month. Now let's move on to video games. On March 3rd, Nintendo releases their highly anticipated next console, the Nintendo Switch. On launch, the console will have 10 titles releasing with it, including the next entry to the Legend of Zelda series, Breath of the Wild, as well as the party game 1-2 Switch. On March 7th, the open-world tactical shooter video game, Ghost Recon Wildlands, releases for Windows, PS4, and the Xbox One. It is the 10th game of the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon series, and ditches the futuristic setting of previous titles in favor of a more modern take. And finally, on March 21st, Mass Effect Andromeda releases for the Xbox One, PS4, and Windows platforms. Serving as an indirect sequel, the game is set over 600 years in the future after the original Mass Effect trilogy. That's everything releasing in March. Be sure to check back with us next month for the April releases right here on the PreCap.